So obviously we don't have anyone missing. Yeah, no apologies here, no apologies. So yeah, I guess we'll just start with the topic, which is should we? Sure thing. I can. Yeah. Just don't want to be too loud for this mic. Our topic is should international students, pay a higher fee than domestic students? Yeah.
I'm the only international one.
Are there any opinions, suggestions, or anything of the like? Yes. All right. I'll hand it over to you then.
Okay, well, I think we should start on Tristan first because he has a unique perspective on it. But to start off, I'd say that students going to university from New Zealand, obviously their parents have been paying taxes and stuff, and that is what subsidizes our cheaper university than international students coming in. So I'd say that's a huge point. Students that are coming from overseas, their parents aren't paying taxes in the economy, and that's maybe why they have to pay extra.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's normal that we pay more fees than you do. After, the problem is not maybe paying more, it's how much more you need to pay.
It's quite a lot, isn't it?
It's way too much. It's like at least 3 to 4 times what you would pay for your year. So, and I think you need to consider as well, it's normal for us to pay more, but don't be surprised if you go overseas as well that you would need to pay more.
Yeah.
So it might be interesting as well to make agreements in between universities or polytechnics all around the world, so Kiwi people can go and study overseas as well. So, yeah,
Oh, sorry.
yeah, sorry.
No, go on.
No, go on.
Oh no, I know that the university has
They've got
Yeah, that's all I was going to say. Just that there are such exchange programs generally.
sister universities or whatever, like other contributing, and you pay your fees here to go there, and then you just living costs are unassociated, but yeah.
only in general for one
Yeah,
semester
it's
or
only
2 semesters.
I think 1 year, and that's all you can do, kind of thing. And usually in a 3 or a 4 year degree. No, you can't do that. Yeah, I think it is interesting as well. They should probably put more, I don't know, scholarships or funding towards cutting down the costs of international students coming over. Like, was there much in the way for that? Like, there's nothing. Yeah. Because it's good to promote other people coming to your universities as well, obviously. So I think charging 3 or 4 times the cost is maybe not a good promotional tool. Yeah.
What makes it, I guess, what makes it an interest for you to study overseas, knowing that you have to pay more?
I did come here not for study. I did come here because I want to stay in the country, and my only option is to be a student here. So I'm basically paying the fees of international students to be able to be in the country, to build a network, to find work. And
Do you, like, once you stay here, because obviously this course is 2 years,
yeah.
is that as long as you need to become a citizen?
No, no. What will happen is at the end of my 2 year of study, I will have 1 year work visa by the government because I spent 2 years studying here in New Zealand. And during this year, I need to find a sponsor to be able to stay here in New Zealand. So, like, the studies are only the first steps toward a residency.
Yep.
But yeah, like, going back to the topic, still find it's normal that we pay more.
Yeah.
Still find it's maybe a bit too expensive to pay like 25 or 30 grand for a year.
Yeah, so that's for a year, right? Because
Yeah.
we're paying 9, something like that. Did you those fees? Is that 25,000? I don't know if you know, but is that what the course costs without any subsidies from the government, or are they actually putting more on top? Like,
I'm not sure because we don't have like a detailed version of it. So
we recently had a similar conversation with the student council, discussing whether we should increase the international students and the domestic students because the costs to the Polytech are increasing. And the conclusion was international students do pay almost 3 times the amount as domestic students, and obviously a big factor of that is the tax that us domestic students contribute or whatever, which subsidises our costs. But there is also extra profit being made from international students, which is a big card for Polytech and any educational institution for that matter. That's why they want to promote themselves so much overseas, is because they rake in quite a lot of extra profit that they wouldn't have got from domestic students. I think it's important to keep everything fair, and hence, as the cost is already 3 times as much as domestic students, we voted towards the 4% increase in course costs going to the domestic students, who isn't actually that much when you consider the price that we're paying already. Whereas if you add 4% onto however, like triple the amount that we pay, it becomes quite significant, and that could decrease the amount of international students substantially, hence decreasing the profit of the Polytech and our reputation overseas. So just some important points to bring to the table.
I mean, like, if you ended up lowering the price overall, you could probably make that back because you have many more students coming over. Yeah, if you increase, I guess, that rate of tourism, yeah, you get a lot more, and I don't know, it just seems to make more sense that way.
Yeah, it'd be good for your the Polytech's reputation and promoting ourselves overseas as well, because not only do we provide a great education or whatever, but it's also at a better rate. In comparison, statistically, in comparison to other Polytechs around New Zealand, Otago Polytech does have the best success rate and the best job, like out of Polytech. Yeah, that's all good. That's all
Just
good.
to get
Yeah. So promotion-wise, it is a big card.
Surely the other thing is that, in like obviously in our course, which is quite a good example, like it's pretty full, and like we can't really, well, I don't know, assumedly they can't really take on many more students, kind of thing. So, in dropping the prices, like you said, like you're going to promote more international students to come, but maybe that's going to leave some domestic students missing out on places. And is that a fair thing as well, I suppose?
I guess it all comes down to the priority of...
Sorry, I'm not. That's just a point. I'm not stating either way on it. It's just discussion.
Would it just end up being a priority of who has a better education background then?
So, like. Yeah, and saying that, so you're saying like someone from a completely different country will take someone else's education spot at a university? Yeah.
If they have more students come in from international students, and they can expand the course, like instead of 1 or 2, more money come in, yeah.
After, like, you need to consider, especially here at Polytechnic, that it may not be the same as Otago University, because it's Polytechnic. Most of the formation you do here are only recognized in New Zealand or in Australia. Like, if I go back to France with my qualification I've earned here, in France it's pretty much nothing. So there's pretty much no point in doing it for me. It's only here.
If you have work experience on top of that, then.
Yeah, that would be different. But you still need to keep in mind that, especially in engineering, the roles are quite different quite different in between different countries, and especially all the legal part of it is really different. So, yeah.
Just another point. As Oi stated before, if we have more international students coming over due to a drop or due to a decrease in the price for international students, then it's highly likely that you would get more profit from dropping the price and having more an increase of international students, and that extra profit could be put into further developing and promoting the Polytech. Both like overseas and and locally, and also creating a structure or something of the like that you could better cross credit from New Zealand to whatever country. Yeah.
And, after you have to remember as well that international students are really good for the local economy. Because there are people who spend money, who travel quite a lot, and who are promoting New Zealand throughout the world. So you need to consider both the local Polytech earning out of the international, but also Dunedin and New Zealand in general.
And the advantages to tourism as well.
So how is that really relevant to like the prices though? So would you lower or higher them? Like in order to you'd lower them, right? Makes sense.
I guess one of the bigger questions is why is it priced like this now? I mean, is our country in a bad state that we have to make money through education? Is there a reason that they can't lower it?
I think like our education facilities are not making huge profits or anything. Like, and everything they're making, they're putting back into the university itself or the Polytech or whatever. Yeah, so they need, and I guess they just realize that they can charge international students more. You know, it's not like there's no. There's no exact reason for it. I mean, apart from the taxes thing, and but in saying that, you could probably be a New Zealand citizen and have lived in Australia for 10 years and then come back and you wouldn't have to pay international fees. No. So it's just, it's just having the passport basically that gets you out of doing that. It's not, your parents don't have to live in the economy and contribute to it. So it's just like,
Once again, I still find it normal that we do pay more than local students. After, it's just how much more we need to pay. Just maybe the ratio need to be a bit more adequate. And maybe give also the international students a better comprehension on the fees. Why do they pay so much more than the other? So having a more detailed kind of fee would be nice.
I guess what would be the solution? Lower the prices.
So it's probably there at an adequate level. We should probably lower the price. It seems like 3 times as much as too much. I don't know.
I'm not sure we should lower the price necessarily as like our costs are increasing, but I do think that the added percentage, like, as I was talking about before, that like as the prices are going to
If we don't
partially, but also the Polytech is growing, it is developing itself, and those extra costs, both for facilities for our programs and for developing and advertising the Polytech, are increasing those costs and needs for that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what you're saying is like, just down here. All right. Like, what you're saying is like, you're just making the international students pay for all of that. Then, like, if you're saying like, like we're not like, it's like an even keel kind of thing. Like, yeah. You know, and there's such a small percentage as well. Like, if you as you were saying before, if you increase the domestic things, there's how many people, like, is that 10,000, say, rather than 200 international students? I'm not sure, but like, so the profit, like, a relatively small increase in the domestic side would create far more profit than a small increase on the international side, because there's so few people doing it.
Yeah, but it'll be less of a burden to each individual that comes here domestic wise. So I'm just saying that the ratio between domestic and the
Okay, here we go. If you haven't voted or you haven't come to a decision, you've got 30 seconds to vote.
what's our final decision? Okay, so what is our conclusion?
I don't know. The thing is, the question was, should we pay the same fees as international? I think everybody agrees that the answer is no.
No,
we shouldn't.
Simply the ratio should be fair.
But the ratio should be a bit more accurate.
Okay.
Like we should take the load so we're paying equal amounts to benefit everyone.
Right, just to